Everybody, so I just finished reading Stormfront, which is the first book within the Dresden files by Jim Butcher. So I actually picked this book up thanks to Jim's books and stuff, which is he's also another booktuber on this platform who lives in Georgia. So it was his recommendation, and I picked it up, and it didn't disappoint. I had a pretty good I had a good experience with it, to be honest, and I've heard about the Dresden Files for a while, mostly because I'm very interested in urban fantasy more than any other like setting of fantasy. It's just this one appeals to me for some reason. I like that it mixes elements of real world, everyday stuff with magic. So in this book, it's all about a character named Harry Dresden, who is a private investigator, PI, who is also a wizard, which is a wacky premise that's very interesting. Now, right off the bat, if I had to make a comparison, and I think it strongly applies here, which is like Harry Dresden is basically John Constantine. I see very few differences between them, except John Constantine might be much more of an asshole compared to Harry. I feel like Harry is a little bit more righteous sometimes. And um, so you basically start the novel with a bunch of wacky characters coming out of like right and left, and us learning the basics of the magic system. Now, this book doesn't have a magic system as complex as Brandon Sanderson's. There's some softness to the magic system here, but it does have some limitations. You can't just go around and wave your hands at everything and expect magic to happen. There are certain prerequisites for certain things. And potion making, for example, is quite a large element of this world and this magic system. So making potions was fun to read about, to be honest. It was enjoyable. I really liked that part. In terms of the writing style, it's definitely like has a lot of jokes in it. He's a very witty character, and after watching an interview with Jim Butcher himself, who just came, like I just got the impression that this is a very funny guy, and now I get it. You know, Harry Dresden is somewhat of a extension of himself, if I can say, almost like the same type of humor. Clearly, he's the writer of the book, so I really enjoy his humor. It was very funny at many different points, but in terms of writing, like overall tone of voice, this was very much like a cheesy TV show type book. The book does not take itself too seriously, and I enjoyed it. The book is like 350, maybe close to 400 pages, but I did not feel it at all. It was a complete breeze. It feels easy to read, easy to get into, and it feels like you could pick it up at any moment and just go through it. And I had just like a really fun time reading it. Now, and I expect many people were waiting for this section. This book is a little bit controversial because, to be honest with you, the thing that I really did not enjoy is how women are portrayed in this world. So it does feel like it's almost written by an angsty teenager, where like every woman the main character meets, that woman is ready to like sleep with him or something, and he's very much a pervert, like, or at least comes off as a pervert, Harry Dresden. So it was weird because literally every single woman Harry finds some type of attraction to, or that woman is somehow attracted to him. So it feels too much, and there's a bunch of women in this book. It's not just him. There's many different women. All of them are just like waiting to be all over him, right? And that what really bothered me, because like that just minimalizes women, and like it has only a very specific use case for them in the story and not further than that. Except there's only one woman who like doesn't give Harry the same type of attention as others, but even her, like Harry describes her in like, you know, in more of an affectionate way, kind of like he's interested, but he's interested in anything that walks with two legs. That's the impression I got. So yeah, that sucked, and that was pretty much in the middle section of the book. At the beginning, at the end, you kind of don't get into it that much, And it's almost confusing because when Harry is interested in every woman and every woman is interested in Harry, then you don't know who is a possible partner for Harry moving forward in the future. So it almost like doesn't build up anything. It just feels like he doesn't feel like he's supposed to have a plan here. It felt like he's just winging it, asking out every woman possible. At one point in the book, he almost had like two dates back to back, and he didn't know how to handle it. It just shows I didn't like that part. But if moving forward, if we could see less of that and more of the magic stuff, I feel like this series could be something very special. We do get introduced to some of the larger magical elements in the world, such as the White Council and a guy who's supposed to be the enforcer of that council and different types of wizard, and we get hints of his past on what happened with his master, with his, I think it was his wife supposedly, I forgot. But we do get hints of that, and of course I'm hoping all of that will be elaborated in the future sequels. Now I don't know if I want to continue this series, but I bit the bullet. I got the second book on Kindle because it was very cheap. It was $2, so I purchased it today. And I'm gonna give the second book a shot. If the second book does not grip me better than this one, then this series might not be for me, but I would still highly recommend this book because it's just fun. If the pretty sexist stuff in the middle is not gonna really trigger you that much. So I'm definitely gonna give it 4 out of 5. It was an enjoyable read. I'll try the second book out and let's see how it goes. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What did you guys think of this book? Have a good one. Bye bye.